favor say aye.
Aye.
Public input.
Thank you. I wanted to speak today on behalf of the King Snow Rider Snowmobile Club. We manage the trail system that runs from Swanzey up to Westmoreland and all the way up to Hilton and Sullivan. We had 3 projects that we submitted for this year, and submitted these. We have a $1,000 bond for any work being done on the trails, as well as a $100 filing fee. We submitted projects that are in 3 towns on the trail system for this year. The state rejected that because you have to file a separate application for each town, which I didn't realize at the time. Unfortunately, the Snowmobile Club can't front for $3,000 for 3 separate applications. So my request is that the town of Swanzey would fund that $1,000 refundable bond, plus the $100 filing fee for 2 washouts on the northern end of Asheville Trail, just south of the Asheville Bridge. So the work would be performed by a contractor, should be completed by the end of the year, and once the work is complete, we need to notify the state full completion of the project. They refund back the bond.
This would be funded from the Rail Trail Advisory Committee's budget. We spoke to Mr. Walter. I think they have their money allocated, but it sounds like it's probably just going to be a temporary while the bond is posted. You said you're hoping to have work done before the end of the year, so I think that comes to fruition. We'll watch that. It's an opportunity to make progress on a couple of smaller washouts.
Too hard to figure out. I'll make that motion and we allow that.
Motion made, seconded. Any further discussion? All in favor say aye. Aye.
Aye.
Thank you.
Thanks, Thank you.
John?
I'll touch him on the rest of it. Thank you for that information.
Any other public input? Anybody online here?
Not yet.
Start off with our appointments. Stratton Library Trustees, 2025 budget. Come up to the chair if you
Oh,
like.
we have to go to the chair, you got all those, you have all the money dollars.
Somebody come up and sit next to me.
I'll let somebody sit next.
Somebody sit next to me.
Somebody sit next to
Pull a chair up to.
Okay. Come here.
If there's any questions. This is a 11% increase over last year's budget, but last year's budget was a 70% decrease. So, we're not asking.
On the 3-year average, or
What's the budgeting for repair and maintenance?
Well, we're expecting that we may spend money for a survey for the boundary lines by the library. We want some kind of solution in the cellar for the troughs that are collecting water and a lot of humidity in the basement. Addition. So it's causing mold and so forth and items that we for down. And winterizing the library so that it's easier to eat and hopefully cool, because we also want to put some air conditioning in there.
So what's the issue with the basement? Is there a sump pump there?
There's some pump, but it can be humidifier, but it's just not keeping up.
What do we think is needed?
Well, they did install somewhat of a French drain, but they didn't really complete it and really didn't do it to a very high standard. So it seems like we need to get that resolved, ideally get some covers of some kind over the troughs and have it so it drains better to the sump pump. We installed a cover over the sump pump to try to cut down on evaporation. But it still seems to be a very moist area. We actually, much of the summer when we didn't have rain, it was fine. But when we have rain, quite a bit of water comes in. And I'm not sure if that's in the same budget item, but we had a lot of burner issues last winter.
Yeah, that's another equipment repair.
We're hoping
Yeah.
we'll be a little better off this year.
So what prompted my question was having gone through a boundary line adjustment and the costs that were incurred for that, which were relatively minor work. $2,000 doesn't seem like it's going to address either of those, either the foundation issue or basement issue or the survey. I mean, yeah, the survey. So is it possible that you could try to get some estimates ahead of time before this is finalized, so you know what your actual costs are going to be? That's one question. The second question is, with the lack of progress through no one's fault, to be able to achieve either an easement or a boundary line adjustment, it would be, in my opinion, premature to consider a mini split system for 2025, especially without there being an estimate, at least. And the estimate could be based on something we can't do without eminent domain. So just from my perspective, it seems like there's some work that you could do that would be beneficial to you.
Well, I know that, Stefan came over and looked,
Right.
right? And I don't know if we heard anything back from him on that.
Well, he was looking, I think he had a number of ideas on what to do to put mini splits in. And I think he was looking at kind of a two-tier system, one unit in one room and another one. Actually, I think that somehow involved a chimney. But I don't
I
have,
don't think he moved forward because he's waiting on the boundary line issue, which I think makes his decision on what to do.
That side door where you met me, is that used as anything other than an emergency egress? Was there any discussion about bringing the lines out on that side and bringing them onto that landing where the condensing unit could be? Because if that, I don't know if it's possible, but if that was done, you would need an easement or a boundary line adjustment.
I don't have that boundary line, that in front of me. There actually, I don't think was very much
There's like nothing.
land, by the library, even on that side. So
Yeah,
there
there's about a
was-
foot,
Yeah.
there's about a foot with your railing.
Right.
And that potentially is enough to bring the lines out and run them along the building. I don't know.
Yeah, I think we
Oh,
should
okay,
do that
so
with
run
Stefan then.
I see that, to run the lines along the building and have the condenser over. My only concern would be what comes off the roof there in the winter.
I think that could be handled by, it may not be the most aesthetically pleasing, but if we're not getting cooperation in order to avoid eminent domain and go through that process, it should be worth, I think, looking into as to whether it could be done.
I still think the boundary line needs to be addressed, though.
For sure, because one part of it, we own to half their driveway,
Right.
so it'd be nice to continue with that anyway, but if it's not gonna, it's gonna keep us from getting air conditioning sooner rather than later.
We'd be willing to work with you to help facilitate the discussion, but you gotta get them
Right.
to the point where they're willing to talk about it.
Could you explain to me just a little bit boundary line? Not lots, I haven't made much about that. The boundary line, is it too close to the building? And we need more space? And the people that own the other part, we have to negotiate with them?
They didn't realize that they don't own their
Their
driveway.
driveway, when they purchased their home recently,
Wow.
a few years
It's
ago.
weird, there's a little
Yeah.
rectangular shape, it's their driveway.
We own part of their driveway.
And we need that to put a condenser for space, is that what you're saying?
No, we need, they own, the way the building is here, right, the building is built like right on the boundary line. We would, ideally, the place to put the condenser would be at the back of the building, but they own like right up to there.
When the addition was added,
When the
there's
addition was
no leeway.
And so we were negotiating to maybe take a little bit, but that whole area back there is where their children play. So they've got their play structure, they've got all of their stuff back there. But then it also turns out, I believe, what like we think is their well is also like right very close on the side part. So there's a lot of unknowns in it. And so I've been in contact with them and we did have one meeting with them and offered up some options, and then they wanted to offer up some other options, but then it hasn't gone any further. So I'm having difficulty getting them to have another meeting.
So it's the idea to adjust the boundary line so that
We offered,
their driveway is
yes,
on their
giving them their
property.
driveway, and they're taking a very small bit enough around to do what we needed to do. And in fact, I think we were maybe gonna be getting less out of them.
Right,
We were gonna be losing.
but we would gain some property at the very end of the building, which would be an ideal location to put the unit in for the air conditioning.
And the exhaust pipe actually extends onto their property.
From the furnace, yeah.
How did this come about? Like, how did we find out afterwards about the link? How did it?
Well, we've always known, I don't know how long we know, I mean, when the previous owner sold it, we knew that we owned
Now,
that
they're
area.
right back in the minutes a long time. I think when Citizens was selling the property, we brought it up, that the realtor hadn't disclosed their
Haven't seen Wally Smith in years.
that, so.
Yeah.
Jimmy, that's why it's important to have a good realtor when you buy something.
Hey,
Should you ever have a need?
I was gonna say, do you know anything?
A little flood
I think they were cutting the budget.
I think they want to drop myself. So anyway, I think those things would be helpful for you in order to be able to afford the survey, afford the summer work. And we should work collaboratively with Michael to try to stimulate that process.
I follow up periodically, try not to.
I know, and I don't know if maybe I'm not the person anymore, if maybe something needs to come officially.
Need something here, but I think.
Well, I'm just, or more official than me just saying, hey,
We want
You
the good
talk to-
neighbors, yeah, we want the
I
good
mean,
neighbors.
and, they're library patrons, I don't wanna upset the neighborhood,
I think we're probably ready for another meeting to sit down and at least plan out a timeline and a process. Try to get this resolved, it's been going on for so long now.
I think, was it this time last year, or was it
I
this
was gonna
spring?
say, I think it was a year
I think
ago.
it was about this time last year.
Can I go back to the cellar floor of the French drain you were
Right.
talking about? So basically, did they kind of trench along the edge of the foundation and bleed into the
They
sump
did.
hole?
They did.
And when you say it wasn't finished, did they continue with
It doesn't go around the whole perimeter.
Okay.
There's one section of wall where there is no trench. So it's kind of on, most of it's on two parallel sides and does flow towards a sump pump.
What size humidifier do you have down there now? Is it-
I was wondering if we needed something bigger.
These humidifiers work pretty good, because I had to put them in my, some of my pump houses, and I had one in there, and the guy came, and I thought, it ain't working, and all of a sudden he said, Jimmy, you gotta have the right size and right
That could be the
diameter, and if you weigh that out, of how much space you have to the humidifier, that could solve the problem. And the evaporation is a big point, we could up so the French drain and the sump pump. I did it all, and it worked beautifully, and it was just a matter of me getting the right humidifier for the area, to cover that area. So does the humidifier drain into the sump pump?
It does.
Yeah. I think we should I would like to see us take a peek at that too, because that could save quite a bit of money if that solves the problem. You know what I mean?
Right. But I think we also have somewhat of an issue with water kind of wicking up through the concrete floor.
There is a crack in the middle.
So I think that kind of adds adds to the humidity as well.
When the water table goes up
Yeah,
during the
well, we
season.
have a lot of.
Right.
Right.
When it's rainy, there's plenty of water in the trough, and drains, around, near the walls.
Did you ever go down there and see it yourself? No.
One of those realtors, I don't do these.
You're welcome anytime, Jimmy, I'll let you.
I think I'm gonna take a ride over and just so you can show me, so I can physically see what we're talking
Well,
about.
especially since you have experience with a similar situation.
Oh, yeah, I have a lot of help with some pumps and all that, that's great, I'd love to come down and
We
take a
have
peek.
weird hours, but we won't.
It's all right, I'll ask Michael will set it up.
Tuesdays and Thursdays, 2:30 to 4.
2:30 to 7.
Michael goes, I like Michael, I get Michael out to take a road trip with me.
But I can
Two
also,
for the price of one, do both libraries.
I'm right around the corner too, so it doesn't have to be over open, I can make an arrangement.
That was on our plan, but we never got to that, so we'll make sure we move it on our plan.
So should this be operating budget or CIPC?
I think that in many states would be CIPC. I don't know about the others. Do you know, any budget
Budget for,
survey, if Jim and Michael conclude, I'm more concerned about the crack in this cement.
We'll take a look at that though, because if that only happens when the water table's up, we can fix that, we can figure out that. But I think we could save a lot of money, Bill, on that end, so you can have the money for what we use that we need to want, right?
you have gutters on the building? And gutters.
I don't believe so, I think we have roof line, which you could, and then it's water.
And I don't know, I mean, I don't know if that affects, we're on the historic thing, so registry, so I don't know. I teach just fine, I don't know.
So
We already
use
do,
our
okay,
brand,
and you can do gutters.
We just put brand new gutters in.
Okay,
Yeah.
Yeah, what about the big tubes too from the mini splits?
We did too, they're all on the
Yes,
outside,
they are.
on that south side of the
I
building.
think you could involve.
They are kind of ugly, but
Safety.
same line,
Somebody online here? I didn't know if you had your hands up.
I bumped this with my head and I was trying to make sure I didn't switch it to like 80 degrees on Michael or something.
We'll let you.
Supplies. What you're budgeting is less than what you utilized through September.
You aren't going to need the catalog cards, but we do need.
No, well, you need this. I'm not sure. Did we just do that?
We left it at the table, we budgeted last year.
Yeah.
I think I had bought some checks last year that bumped up the income expense and printing.
Well, in '23, you were at 19, last year you came in 500 under, you're 700 over. And then you still have a quarter to account for.
Oh, I think that the 877, that was a cart that we had not, that we hadn't planned on using, probably had a book cart.
So there's $900 roughly that was a one-time for
Yeah,
a period of time.
and shipping on that too was included, 325, so we don't usually spend that kind of thing.
I was just saying as long as it was a free.
Okay.
Good, Jimmy. All set?
Come on.
Thank you.
We did, Sue and I know, Teresa, we did discuss all their invoices and anything coming through the town as of,
I did,
Yeah.
haven't actually gotten there for
Oh.
We're gonna meet on Monday.
We'll meet on
But
to be less
probably-
on the
When would you think you'd be able to come back with information on the survey? Basement?
Would we call for cigarettes?
And then you have a recommendation?
John Bridges originally did it.
Yeah, John Bridges, if he's interested, available, but.
Yeah,
He's not.
I already contacted him.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll
Not available.
send I can send you who we've been using.
Okay.
Both of you, all of you?
Sure.
No, one second.
No,
If it goes to one, we'll go to all of
Yeah,
us.
I mean, you can just send it to me and I can send it out to everybody. But when you send, when I say send it to me, send it to the library, because I just realized that Stefan sent a thing to me, but he sent it to my personal email and then it got buried, and then I was like, so if he was wondering why I'm answering it.
He was,
It's because it didn't go to the library email.
Okay, I'll,
Okay, great.
And I have not been successful in finding someone who does the French drains. If the town is aware of someone who might contact.
James Tessessa's.
What's that? Can I do?
Trying to find someone who might modify our French drains, so we have covers over them.
Correct.
We don't know who.
Yeah, so when I come to visit, we'll look at it, and then I'll suggest who we could get to figure out what kind of covers would be needed and all that.
Oh, that'd be great.
Yeah, because we gotta make sure we put something that's gonna be durable enough, but won't, we won't put steel and rust and all that. We gotta make sure we use a good material to cover it. But you got a good point of the, evaporation, it happens. You have water that's sitting there.
Right.
And we can, if we do that, and we look at the humidifier, I think we can solve a lot of this, we'll see. I'm hoping that's our answer.
Thank you very much.
You got it.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Mount Caesar Library Trustees.
What I asked Michael for yesterday was to ask you to bring in last year's, so we have history to go by.
Oh, from 2023. Oh, I didn't get that.
Yeah, what 23 actual was, what 24 budget was, where you are, what you've given us is year to date.
Yeah, oh, okay, I didn't get that message, I'm sorry.
I'm sorry, it was my fault, that is.
See if I have
I put it all on you, Michael.
Well, you called me about 4 times yesterday, so, because I just translated now.
oh, how about this? This was our treasurer's report from last fiscal year, February 2021. Does that work?
You got it in the right hands.
I think I have another one.
So tell us what you want to spend your money on.
Yeah, well, first of all, we want to thank you for all the support you guys have given us. I mean, we've asked for a lot of money over the last year. It's paid off with our library, youth service librarian. She is really, she's going great. She's got 17 and counting programs going, and with the construction that we did. We now have road available, we've got more stuff going on. We got a movie night going on Saturday night, so we're doing really well. Taking things up, all good. So I think that the overall increase is 2.9% this year. Compared to some of these years.
What was your increase the year before?
It was a lot more. We had, I don't remember what it was, but we had asked for a salary increase for for our youth service librarian to have her work. She requested to work a whole nother day. I
That was
think,
last year you asked for that.
yes, for 2024.
And this year's increase will be mainly
It's
from,
over 2.9 overall, a big increase in programming, because we were closed from January to March for that construction. We would have ran out of money by the end of this year for programming if we were open for those 3 months. And we have enough now to the end of this year. We also are asking for an increase for custodial. Our cleaning person is not doing the job, and we pay him $200 a month. We need $400 a month to hire a cleaning company. I don't know what you guys do at the town hall, but.
We're between cleaning.
Oh, really? Maybe we should commit on that.
Yeah, we just hired someone new to do this building, and they've been doing it for about a month, so.
It's hard to find, it's hard to find
Either it's
somebody.
like $20 and you get what you pay for, or it's like thousands of dollars and it's worth.
I've had people not show up when they're supposed to meet with us, not return emails. I mean, it's been a great.
We're on our third one or so.
Wow.
It's worth
Well,
So yes, let's work with it.
maybe we should talk
Yes.
before we, anyway. But this,
Even for-
this,
Even 400 a month, depending on how much
Yeah,
times you want to clean.
that was the quote we got from the guy that we're thinking of hiring anyway. The HVACs, we have to ask for a little more money in building, because our HVAC maintenance is $3,000 a year. But hopefully we're saving money while we won't be buying any more oil, because we put in a whole HVAC system in the library. Yeah. Let's see what else. Downloadable books are increasing all the time, that is going up, and so is hardcover books are going up over $30 a piece, so that's materials are just getting more expensive. And these are things that are popular, yeah, downloadables and of course the books. As far as payroll goals, we're asking for, pay Patty now $30.62, which is going up from $27.83. So that's like a $2.79 increase an hour. And that kind of gets her where she should be as far as equitable with other towns our size, what they pay their library directors. So it's a little bit, what we pay her now is a little bit less than the $30.62 will get her up to where a more better wage for her. And staff is gonna increase from $17.85 to $19 an hour. So that is a $1.15 increase an hour. So I think there's a big points increase.
can we go back to, the cleaning?
Yes,
department?
yes, we can.
Cleaning thing? Tell me a little about that. What do they specialize in cleaning and that
Well-
the employees that we have?
We had one guy come and clean our building, and he's just not, he doesn't vacuum, a lot of the times he doesn't take the trash out. We pay him $200 a month, and, it's just a regular one guy doing it. And I think we need more professional cleaning, because the library's gotta be clean. He doesn't dust. He
How
vacuums.
often does this guy come?
Once a week,
One
day a week.
day a week?
Yeah, and that has always been adequate, I think, but I think that's all we need, is once a week,
In the hours that we have open, we have one person there at all times, is that how it works?
yes, usually two,
Usually you have two people.
yeah, the library director works 30 hours a week, I think, and Andrea and
Is that the library director that's
Patty.
going to go to the 3062?
Yes,
So she's in charge of
yes,
the whole library?
Yeah. and Patty.
And the people under were at 17 and you want them to go to 19?
Yes, so Donna works 24 hours a week, and Andrea, I think, is up to 30 hours a week now. youth service librarian.
How many is this K-Brook, you said?
Sorry.
The latest in the 30.
Caddy, Caddy,
Okay.
C-A-D-D-I-E, Caddy,
How many hours does she work?
30.
See. They got the same hours as this library?
No, we're open more,
You're open more,
we're open 30 hours.
30 hours.
Mhm.
What days do you close? Weekends?
We're closed on Fridays and Sundays, we're open every other day.
Fridays and Sundays?
Yeah. You know, I think many years ago, they were open on Fridays, but they did this austerity measure, it was before my time, because there was, I don't know what's going on, but so they decided to close libraries on Friday. We just never entertained that thought one year, and everybody went ballistic, so I said, forget about it. We're open right now, 2 to 8.
So Mary, in these two columns, one is your actual through the end of August, and then the other one is that what you projected through that time period, or is that through?
Which one are you looking at, from the profit and loss?
Yeah.
Okay.
Is the year-to-date budget through August, or is it?
This one is,
8 months?
no, this is just this is what our treasurer gave me today, and what we spent so far.
From January to end of
From-
August,
From January to the end of August.
so 8 months.
Yeah, this is 8 months.
We got 4 months left, and this is their
Yeah,
balance
give me a
of the
little-
budget, right?
He said that we're waiting on a $4,000 bill from the insurance company
So
for,
that one,
on the building in town. And, he also said that most of our
budget.
book purchases take place at the end of the year, so that line, this is exactly what he says, that line item is a little low right now.
So what is year-to-date budget? What does that indicate?
It should be 144,000, like I said, we lose about 12,000 a month. So I think what they just did was carry over for the 8 months, it's 96. So that should be 144.
And I think that's,
For the annual, but
For the year-to-date budget,
not
and
for
for
the
the 8
year-to-date.
months is 96.
Right.
Not for the year-to-date, year-to-date would be 10 months. So it'd be 120.
Well,
But that
all right, yeah, so year-to-date, yeah.
I'm just trying to figure
So
out.
by saying it that way, but the annual budget is 144.
Yeah.
So it's all in.
What I'm trying to figure out, where is, what column, what does this column indicate? Is it the annual budget? Is it what you budgeted through the end of August?
I asked him for what did you ask for?
2024 actual expenses.
Right, and this is what he sent me. I'm sorry, I'm not very good at finding it.
Well, you
Over
explained,
here, it's just the 8 months.
you did explain the insurance, because there's about a $4,000 difference.
Yeah, yeah,
If this column is the annual budget.
yes,
If
it
it's the year-to-date budget, in other words, through the end of August, and you're just comparing your actual against what you projected, then it's something different.
It's not,
Exactly what it is.
yeah. Yeah. Okay, what you wanted,
I think in terms of trying to help you analyze your budget, this isn't helpful.
okay,
Like, for example, you've got, repairs are 30,000 against a budget of $167. And I didn't see anything here that is even close. You got building maintenance and repairs of 16,000. But what was that 30? Was it part of your capital improvement, or was this an unusual expense?
which one are you looking at?
Right. See, 30,000. Right?
Only covered for last year's.
Yeah, 167. It was under repairs, right? So it's like something big happened, and we do, that's what he's trying
Well,
Yeah, see right here, but
yeah,
Was
no,
the painting on a different line? We painted for 26,000.
oh, yeah. Could that be it? We painted the building, and it was 26 and almost 30,000. I'm sorry, I'm not very, sorry, I was here.
I think that's what we need, is a treasurer here.
And then the miscellaneous other income, 6320. That's from your youth programs, is some of it.
Miscellaneous other income.
6,300.
I think the health, what we're trying to avoid is the scenario you presented, that if you had been open those months at the beginning of the year, you'd be closed now because you couldn't operate.
Well,
So we're just trying to make sure that
yeah,
this accounts for your increase in payroll. I might be missing it, it might be wrapped in here, but your utilities, you show it on this column, but I don't see it in the projected expenses for 25.
on this one, I think under building and maintenance, that might be, you're talking about the budget, actual budget request.
Yeah.
I think he included that under the building and maintenance at 16,364.
So I think we just would appreciate having something more specific, so you don't end up with with what could have happened this year.
Well, I know that if we increase our I think he wanted to increase the programming by $1,000, that would definitely, make it, we would not be running out of money for that. So what should I need to have Richard send and something?
Michael could show you the format that we typically see from departments.
Okay.
Could be modified.
Basically, it sounds like the big thing we're still missing that I didn't ask for was the 2023 actuals of budget, right?
And
So
what was budgeted for
We could probably
and how we're doing against
send
it.
that to you.
We know what our appropriations are for 2024 is.
I don't know how it broke out.
So,
We know how they said it was gonna break out this time last year.
This year,
Oh, well, I don't know.
that was really my question with regard to this column. And Swati answered that it's not year to date as of the end of August, but it doesn't give us the full year of what was asked.
so you need 2023 to compare.
Well, we would need 23, what was budgeted for 23, what was actual, what was budgeted for 24, and what's actual. I think we have the actual through August, which might be the best that he can do, but what we don't have is what was budgeted for 24. And I think a more expanded spreadsheet for what the request is, just so you can be sure that maintenance is in there, utilities is in there. Again, just because the costs were so significantly higher than what's being budgeted.
Okay.
And then your insurance, you're indicating that there's a $4,000 bill coming, which basically put the insurance at $6,000. And what's budgeted is $4,800, so is it different, are there less requirements with insurance?
That I don't know, I can answer that, I wish, like I said, Richard should be here.
The good news is we're doing it now and not in December.
Yeah, no kidding. So, what should we do? Send those things to you?
That'd be great.
Have Richard do that.
So it's
He's in the middle of moving, that might be part of the problem. Yeah.
I know that too.
Yeah.
Other
Are
than,
you moving into your new space?
we did.
Oh, you already did?
Yeah.
Wow.
And I'd be interested in knowing what the income is from the programs.
Oh, none. We don't charge
Beyond the
for our
bound and all
program.
that, nothing, is there any,
Our programming is all free.
is there any grants from the state or anything that pay for any of that?
I don't believe they've applied for any grants. I
We
think,
have some other income shown on
I mean, I think the
Right,
content
right.
is always paid for our programming. We don't charge anything for programming, it's all free.
It's a missed opportunity,
But,
might be a missed opportunity.
yeah, I don't know, I think people would stop coming if we started charging. I mean, it's like moms with kids coming in for story time and music and things like that.
What's the 14,000 over here, other, what's the other income there?
Slide, I don't have that. It's a good question to ask.
Yeah, I was just looking on in the income here, right? We got 96, I assume that's from the town.
Yeah,
Then we had donations of 100.
yeah,
Then you had dividends,
Yeah.
right?
yeah, yeah.
Then you had your books and copies, but what is this 14,200? Did we get something? That's a pretty large number.
Other grants.
Fundraising, you did 1,900.
It says other grants,
It says other grants.
capital campaign offset.
Yeah, it's a lot of money that you took in it, and you made a total 160.
That could be, we probably spent some of that on our project, that would be.
And showing his income, if you guys got that, received that money, so.
Yeah, no, I know.
I was just curious. Take a look at that. See, here's his income, down at the, all there.
Oh,
Well, the good news is participation is up.
it's fantastic.
It's great.
Well, yeah, so it sounds like you wanna give us more money than we're asking for.
Well, I think that's a concern.
Yeah.
You feel that you would have had a shortfall and wouldn't be able to be open for the full year. And I think that's a reasonable.
Well, that's why we're asking for the $1,000 increase in programming, because it would have been, I think we would have been okay if we had more money. I mean,
Every indication for Rich is we have plenty to.
yeah, we do.
I mean, we've had meetings, Steve has been very comfortable in the fact that we have enough
Money
money
to
to
make,
show to the.
and buy books, which
Right.
is normally when she's purchasing a lot of the materials, but,
But you did say, don't ever call that the select board when you're talking budget.
what do you mean?
They give money alone.
That we have, I just mean that we don't have to close down from that last 4 months.
We won't be calling
Yeah.
it a team.
Very, very slow.
So you were close to 2 months out of this year.
Well, because we were doing construction, we were actually closed from the end of August last year until we reopened in April we did a major construction project.
None of the employees got paid during this close
They
down?
did working, yeah.
They did get paid.
But they were working, I mean, they were not working maybe the 30 hours, 24 hours, but Andrea worked out of Stratton with all her programming. They worked from home, Donna was at the town hall helping patrons, doing books, exchanges. So they did a lot of work from
What
home.
kind of construction was done?
So we reinforced the first and second floor, and because we were told by a structural engineer that all our floors were unsafe. And we put in a whole new HVAC system, heating, cooling system, so no more oil.
And painted the buildings, too, right?
We paint, well, that was separate, yeah.
And the front access.
That was done, yeah, that was done before, we put in a ramp and new stairs. We had a lot of complaints about access to the library, trying to navigate those stairs, the old granite steps.
I'll get you a spreadsheet, have your treasurer fill in appropriate lines.
So you're gonna send me something?
Yes.
Okay, Richard's gonna be happy with that.
He'll understand, because at least from this perspective, it would be beneficial if it were broken out like this was. He'll appreciate that.
Do you have Richard's email?
Yes, I'll email.
Why don't you email Richard, because instead of making me the middleman, I have to just send it in anyway. All right, if you do that would be great. I'm sorry, I feel so dumb.
Sure, how you want it, so you know what you're gonna be in for.
Sure.
Other than that,
I bet you sound very intelligent.
well, thank you very much again. I mean, honestly,
Did a great job.
we are thrilled with our library, very much.
Fantastic. That's
And I hope you are too.
Oh, that's tremendous. A lot accomplished, you know.
Did you see it? Have you seen the work done? You should put it on.
I'll be on.
I heard the floors went very safe.
They are now. They're beautiful. You know what? They pulled up the carpet that was probably in there for 50 years. It was disgusting. They were beautiful. It was beautiful hardwood, old growth wood. So we took it all out. I tell you, that guy that did it, he was a craftsman. He took it, milled it all, sanded it, beautiful, fit it all back together.
Nice.
It's beautiful. The floor is absolutely stunning in there. A whole new look.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks, Andy.
Solid waste manager.
Hi there, how you doing?
You want me to run the center? Sure.
Who do we have here tonight? How's it going? Very good to see you, sir. You ready to come in Alliance again?
Oh, yeah.
I'm gonna call her.
Okay. Good to see you.
Oh, I mean, you guys gonna go, Josh is a regular. Comes and sits at the bar and has a soda,
Oh, yeah.
a couple of sodas. How much money do you need, Josh?
Overall, I think our increases were mainly contracts. I think this is fire.
Yeah, you're on the
It
bottom of page 3 and top of page 3.
Yeah. They're nice having separated.
Everyone's a critic.
The bottom of page 3, so flip the first page, Josh, and then you're right here, see?
Oh, yeah. I got the mini version, make it a little easier.
Oh, this is still fire, bottom of page 3.
Oh, wait, the bottom there, bottom story lines.
Why are you projecting a decrease?
So for the salary wise, I was talking to Michael and we figured that we don't really need the seasonal full-time some anymore, since we got the full-time last year. So that was 15,000 decrease, I believe. And then we shifted 5,000 of that over to the part-time salaries, just for yeah, pretty much. Then the other increase was telephone and internet, and the majority of that was for the wired fire line through Consolidated. That was $1,500 a year, which kind of didn't see that last year coming into it, so nice to be able to plan for it this year. Solid waste, that's the usual 3% increase, and then going into next July will be the start of the new contract. So this winter, we're gonna be working with waste management to get rates, see what their plan is, and any other new programs they might have.
So when will that be going forward this summer? Or
I'm gonna be working with them this winter to get new contracts. I've kind of put in what I estimated, looking around the pricing. And that's coming from number 2, because we've been working on trying to take stuff out, so whatever number is there, we're hopefully gonna decrease tonnage anyways.
And the new contract goes into July or
August 1st, would start. And same thing with construction and demolition disposal, that's a 3% increase for $2,000. And then department supplies, I bumped up $1,250, and I just got reading before I came here. And so to answer that,
I just pointed out a couple areas where I thought you might be, to our prior discussion, you might be cutting yourself a little tight where you spend over budget and or close.
So the recruitment and retention, the major increase for this year was the 1,600 we spent out of it, and that was for the
as.
You eventually gotta
Oh,
get
we-
one that's worth it.
Yeah. So I think that's, couldn't hurt to bump that one up to 500, I guess. I don't really advertising for anything. Type of equipment was the other question Mike had. I did bump that up to 200.
What does that consist of, okay, equipment?
So that covers all our gloves, ear protection, eye protection, high-vis clothing, stuff like that. That kind of varies depending on new staff, how many we have coming in, because a lot of people will year after year use the same jacket for the winter time, and I'll try and kind of offset it and switch it out for people. And it does include safety toe shoes. And that's another thing where it depends if somebody's, we get 3 new people on here, they're gonna need the $130 boots, so.
Do you think that's adequate? You basically spent through the end of August what you were originally budgeting.
Yeah, and that's because
And
I
that's
kind of tried to catch up.
now for 23.
Yeah, I was trying to catch up on some stuff this year and bulk buy with the excess in the budget this year, that's why it's kind of inflated right now. I guess 2,200 would be down, just a little buffer, not much. And then, department supplies, I'm happy with that 12% increase because I don't bulk buy stuff at the beginning of the year. And I did, order a bunch of stuff this year, so we kind of got a head start on it. So I'm comfortable with $52.50 for department supplies.
What drove us in 23?
That was all the construction stuff, just having extra in the budget, so I ended up buying it out of there instead of the, capital reserve. It was 12,000 in 2023, and I was buying all the material handling bins, stuff for the windows, paint, and that was a big increase this year, as well as painting supplies and, just odds and ends, stuff like that, so that's kind of a catch-all.
So even though that you're over that through the end of August, you still feel that next year's gonna be different? How much more are you gonna spend, do you think?
This year?
Yeah.
Maybe a little bit more, we still have a few more things I wanna get, but then it'll be back to a regular year next year. And after that, we can kind of gauge whether we should drop it the following year or not, so. But that was one of those line items where it's just a catch-all that it's been over consistently, but not very much, except for 2023. I believe originally we had 3,000 in there consistently, so then, I think as prices go up too, that's gonna affect it as well, but I think that's it from the moment for me.
Uniforms.
That's a separate line item.
You're basically level funding and you're gonna have spent that.
Some of the, winter jackets fell into that this year, so, Joe and I worked with Cintas on contract negotiations, we were able to get, I think, $10 decrease per week, but then their annual increase went into effect, so we'd save $6 a week overall, even with the increase, so I think that would be a stay in, and we won't have to worry about that one either.
New jackets for the guys out at the dumpsters.
They got them.
They got them.
Yeah. And new sweatshirts this year, so they should be all set.
Do they still have to clean the centers, like the other stuff, or do you buy them outright, they own them? Or they leave?
I just buy them outright.
Oh, from centers.
Nope, I do that, online, I get a cheaper price on.
What do you do from centers?
Basically this, Nick and I.
And they take them off every
Yep,
week,
every week.
clean them and bring them home?
Yep. Yeah, so I'm running use their washing machine.
So it's just your shirts?
Shirts,
Do you have pants?
Yep. Yeah, and we each have 7 pairs. So gives us enough for weekly.
Yeah. Shirts always make you sure you put them in the hamper,
Yeah, exactly.
that's my problem.
Oh, I forget them all the time.
My God.
So yeah, it's fairly straightforward, but
Yeah.
just a few 2 contract increases. I think we'll be in much better shape next year, and the year after, I hope to be even better, so.
I think this is one of our comments that runs really good.
So the burn pits,
I still think we're spending. Yeah. So I figured, so once I get some stuff started, I'll start running it slowly, just work through the day, so.
do you have to truck that ash off?
No, I just use it, shanty for the pits, so if they ever change something, then we'll come down and install them in the same area, so not mix anything, so it'll be easier for me. And if they come down, it's all brush anyways, we're not putting pressure treated or anything like that, so should theoretically fall in clean material, so. And actually today we were working on trying to get the glass bunker set up for shipment, so then we can start ordering the blocks and then reblock them. Yeah, so.
Did you get your new lift too?
Yep.
How's that working?
Sled? Yeah, I unloaded a truck the other day with it on the parking lot. Visible, you don't have to worry about somebody standing on your bobcat, so.
So the old one's like an automatic, you put it out front,
No,
it's decorated,
It's
with some lights on it.
That thing's now nuts and bolts.
It's good.
Took it all apart, so.
That had,
Yeah, they kind of threw a wrench in that whole glass bumper thing because the truck that they're sending is 13, 15 feet high. We only have a 10-foot reach with the bobcat, so I don't have the loader doing put contamination in there just because it's such a not exact what the bobcat can be. So we're working on building a ramp, so it's gonna be 2 block high.
Yeah,
So
2 block
we'll
high.
get 7 feet out of it, and then we're gonna put guardrails, so God forbid somebody tries to walk up it or drive up it, they can't, so.
you'll have people that would do that.
You know, somebody drove over there today. So now that'll kind of block that area off.
So 2 blocks will get you the right height?
Yeah, because we have a 11-foot reach for the bobcat, and we'll go 2 feet out, so that'll be plenty of room for us. Very long that slip lane, so the truck just pulls up and it's basically back and forth just a little bit, so should work out pretty good.
So you must have been like, oh my God, look how tall this truck is.
Yeah.
Like that wasn't in
I
my
was ready
plan.
for that one, so.
You get it.
So hopefully, shooting by the end of the month, have that ready to roll, and then ship it out maybe mid-November, and just trying to line up all the end of the year stuff, get everything going, ready for a fresh start next year, so.
We don't know the process.
Good.
The sewer plant process.
Yep, and it's on schedule for the December 4th exam, and I'm at 75 hours of training so far,
What'd you need, 100?
225,
225.
so hoping at it, but,
I think you told us it's gonna take you a year, right?
No, I'm thinking February, March, if I keep going at the rate I'm going, so that'll get me back to weekend testing.
You're at 75 right now? You're at 75 right now?
Yeah, so some of them hourly, so it doesn't really add up too much, that's a breaker, but the Pinnaker trade show, I don't think that'll count towards my hours, well, not towards my research, so.
Yeah.
I got 25 TCHs right now, so it's enough to recertify already, but I gotta get the 225 first, so it's a game plan. Banging away at it. It's interesting stuff too, so that kind of helps keep me engaged.
Should be a bummer if you weren't.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Oh. No, not bad at all.
Oh, that you are.
Not bad, so.
So for the minute taker, we increased recruitment and retention 250 and protective equipment 200. So we said that.
Yeah, so 2,200 total. Yep. Yeah, I think that'll be 2,100. Look at it and try and shrink it down even more. The more we can get out of the compactor, that's gonna be the key, so. I've been doing a lot of research on food waste and stuff like that, and the companies that are available, so that would be beginning of next year, we'll start trying to crack that one down. And the goal is to have people do it at their house, so it doesn't have to come to us, so that'll eliminate it from even handling it in the first place,
Is there a
so.
program you could research, to put in place to encourage people, maybe with a reduced reduce costs for whatever they need for a system
Yeah, and
and educate people.
I was actually thinking that's gonna be the majority of my Swanzey uncovered, so people user, and there's actually quite a few companies. I think there's over a dozen in the state, but all depends how far you are from what you handle, which you can get rid of. There's Home City Recyclers or something, but they do food waste pickup, education, training, stuff like that, so maybe something to look into for the new year. That would be a big one. That'd be a lot. I think that's maybe like 30 to 40% of waste streams food. And you obviously can't compost all of it, you want to compost pizza or something like that, but the smaller items, then they'll still take out quite a bit of weight, so it's a goal. Yep, exactly.
We have about, I don't remember exactly the amount, we have some money left over on the major project that Mike had suggested, well, let's give it a year or so and see if stuff comes up. We're at about a year. I don't know if there's anything you'd like to try to do with that, or if the board's preference is to let that lapse, so we should go back to the CIP process.
I want to say like 50,000.
I think really the only thing.
For the break room.
Pretty well furnished, yeah.
They got the best break room in town, right?
I think really the only thing is back heat is going to be our biggest thing, because even waste oil is just such a dirty product that I test Friday to Sunday, because we haven't really needed to use it. Test Friday, Sunday, ran it for 2-3 hours, worked fine. Came in Tuesday, turned it on, worked fine. Then this morning, I reset it again. Same issue as last year, we'll run all day, overnight we'll shut off, and then it's 35 degrees in there in the morning. And then today actually, I was in the office, turned it on, reset it, fired, it was running fine, and they called me on the radio and said that it was oily, and stuff over there, and it flew through the pressure gauge on the motor. So I don't know if backflow or one of the valves didn't work, so it was diverted it right through the PSI gauge. So they're scheduled to come.
They actually come up inside the gauge and popped out, broke out, the oil that was coming out of it.
It didn't break it, but it was pouring at the bottom.
It was full.
So they're coming sometime to fix that either this week or next week, so I think
Sure you'll have
not right now.
So you're thinking that we could use a backup oil supply so we could actually put oil in the tank?
We do have,
backup furnace. Or a backup furnace, and then a oil burner, just
yeah, because we
put
would
it
have,
in.
Let me ask you a question, when you put the waste oil in the tank and you burn it, right? If you added regular oil to that to live it, does that help? Can you do that?
depends which one I put it in.
Okay.
This one that we're having issues with, that likes a thicker consistency. So if I put heating oil in there, it'll go past all the seals and so the motor will be jumping.
That's
That ain't necessary. But our new one now makes a thinner blend, so I've been doing half heating oil, half waste oil, and then putting some treatment in it so it kind of melds it all together. 'Cause I was talking with Jasmine about either propane or can't really do electric heat, I think it's a problem.
Yeah, pan is the way to go.
Yeah,
Put them right from there in the unit to go.
because we do have an old home heating oil furnace, but that one's had thousands of dollars put into it, we haven't used it in years just because it's so old, it doesn't work, and we actually just ripped the tank out for that and cut all the lines, so it's completely out of service now, so.
Tell me what part of the buildings you eat. Do you eat where all you guys mainly work? If I pull in, that right side building with all the windows, that gets heated.
Yep.
And then you break on the other side, the new break room,
Yep.
and the bathrooms, right?
Yeah, that's all green.
Now, if that doesn't run over there, could we cause the bathrooms to freeze up, the toilet bowls overnight in the winter? Is that dangerous?
No, that side's pretty well insulated. Even last winter it went off one time and I think it was 20 degrees outside and it was still 40, 50 in there, so.
So is there two systems, one for one side, one for the other
Yep.
side? And they both are waste oil?
Yep.
And I'm saying one of them runs, likes to run with a little thinner, and one doesn't.
Yeah.
Which one likes to run with a little thinner, over the break room, is it one?
Yep, and that's all green too, so it heats the floor and
Got it.
so that works actually really well. And Logic, that's our main building one.
Yeah.
That one we've had for 4 years now, so it's still new. We've only got 2,100 hours on it. And there's just something wrong with that, something simple, but they haven't figured it out yet. So I'm hoping this time they come back, they're gonna finish the consoles, but I have a feeling it's that backflow valve that they replaced last year because we were having the same issue, so I don't know. Somewhere along the line there, but when it runs great, that's the thing, saves a lot of money on heating oil, so.
So is the idea of a backup heating system, would that be something you would be interested in with this money that Michael's talking about?
Yeah.
And how would you go about something like that? Would you put another unit next to that or something? Or how would that happen?
Maybe,
Just a straight regular boiler,
like
you
a
know,
propane.
or a propane system?
Like Williams or something?
Yeah, cause I've actually gone through and kind of winterized the building even more, and we're gonna put more on the windows, so we're gonna have the flaps on the side and then flaps on the inside too, so it's a double protection, just because of when the width is there, but, even nighttime when everything's closed up and the heat shuts off, it'll still stay 40 in there, 30 to 40, but not working, it kind of sucks.
Oh, no, I know.
But then the bailers, all the hydraulics cold, so they don't like to run real cold.
Well, the oils and everything gets tight.
And if you can restart it quick enough, it will run fine, but once it drops down below, I think 45 degrees, the burner doesn't like to cold start, but that's the issue.
What's the longest period of time that building is down for, with nobody there? Does it go 8 hours, 10 hours, 12 hours,
Sunday,
Sundays?
Monday,
Sunday, Monday.
yeah,
So if that went down in the beginning of Sunday when you walked away,
you're done.
you're done.
Yeah,
Thank you.
they have to come and
Yeah,
clean it or restart it or.
yeah, it's bad.
'Cause I mean, I'll do certain things without bleed it, but then even that doesn't help it sometimes, so there's some issue there from start to finish, it's not connecting itself, so.
I think the money would be, if he's talking about using money, I think you should look into it.
Yeah.
I think that's, the winter, that's important.
Oh, yeah,
I think that's where the money would be spent. And
yeah,
I think you come up with a plan of maybe a propane system, so
Something
it's just money
simple,
could be.
just to take the bite
It's
off.
simple.
Yeah,
You just set it, they turn up, blow everything down.
because before, I think that's what killed our old burner was because the building was such a cheese grate,
Yeah.
where we had holes everywhere.
Yeah.
I mean, I went through and gap sealed all the door frames and.
That building that's here, is it just a metal building? Is it all metal, right?
Yeah, it's got insulation.
But they didn't spray it? It is sprayed in there?
The
You got
new
foam
side,
sprayed in there?
The new side, yeah, and the old
So what about
side,
the old side?
that's just, regular insulation, wall pack. Yeah, so, it's insulated, and it had a new roof in 2016 or
So
17.
your main heat escapes from the open doors of the flaps,
That's basically.
going in and out with the
And so-
fog left and.
It could be the wasteover burner overworking during the day, or, so, it works, that's the thing, and
Yeah.
all summer, so I filled the tank in July, and then emptied probably 20 gallons out, filtered that to see if there was any water or sediment at the bottom, and everything looked good, got a little bit of sediment, but for the most part, it's been sitting there, so I had enough time for everything to settle, if there was any
Sludge and
stuff, anything, yeah, so. And we do triple filter it when we get it, and then when we pump it in, we'll let it sit so it settles, and then we've got a screen that goes into a screen, into a screen, and so it's filtering the whole way through, so. And then it gets filtered before it gets pumped, and then comes up to the burner.
You strictly use motor oil, what is it?
Overall, hydraulic,
Not fire.
yeah, some people do that, but I feel like I've done it even more, so. But motor oil, hydraulic, transmission fluid, gear oil, some gear oil, so that where you don't put a bunch of that in there either.
You have to dilute that, you don't want that. Well, I think you should go out and look at some numbers and go back to us with the heating system, don't you?
I wanted to do that in July, but a year got away from me.
Yeah.
I think it's over.
And that goes right in, honeycomb, propane heaters, they heat objects, so they'll heat people, they'll heat your mail, but they don't heat the air, so you can keep your door open.
Oh,
And everybody inside is still warm.
yeah, yeah. Yeah, I was trying to brainstorm to see if
What
there's
did you just
anything
say?
using.
The radiant honeycomb propane heaters, like Hannaford's does them in the back room. Stuff
I don't
like that.
understand that.
You have the door open, people coming and going, but the heater's right there, and it heats the people and the machines and objects. Doesn't heat the air.
Science.
That's way beyond me, I never even heard of such a thing like that. That's cool.
All the dealers have it there. Service always.
I was thinking about getting some of the hanging heat ramps,
It's
it's
a
the same thing.
Same idea.
Yeah.
Those fire kind of rolls down.
Yep, yeah. I was thinking about getting, some of those for the storing windows to kind of kill the cold air that comes down, so that might help too.
What do they call it? What's the name?
Radiant heat, basically.
Yeah, instead of on the floor, it's up on ceiling.
So I need a heating system for my garage.
That's what you want.
I gotta look into that, cause I was gonna put in what we were just talking about, one of the propane things that glow.
Hmm.
Wow, I wanted to look into that. Where would you go for those? Gas
Gas.
company, the regular gas companies, LNG would sell
Yeah, so I'll do some research on that and
them? Too, Josh.
try and get
I
that.
think you'd be happy to, yeah, I think you'd be happy in the winter. Dealing with that gelling up and all that.
Yeah.
That's painful.
Uh,
It's painful walking with 35, then everybody's trying to get going to work, they're all standing around.
It's not that bad this time of year, because it's still pretty insulated and sealed tight overnight, but then once the windows.
December,
open up and- Yeah.
January, wind whipping. I couldn't. April. I gotta go.
You got all those stumps out back if you want to put in biomass furnace.
I thought about that too, those are cool, get one of those big wood boilers.
I'll figure something out though.
Thank you.
Thank you, Josh.
Thank you.
Next up, Fire Chief Eric Mattson.
That's the big one. That's pretty relevant, yeah. I have two, and why do I have two?
Don't give them the
I was like,
rest.
oh, you guys are good cheaters, how's that? Back to the front page here.
I tried to give them the small ones, they don't like that.
Yeah. So Bill's ready to lay India over here next to me, he's.
Calculated away.
Up to you. Leaving it for you.
I'm learning, Bill, you go right ahead, buddy, I'm following your lead.
So the first item at the top, which is kind of quasi fire department, is the ambulance service contract. So we're in kind of year 2.5 of our 3-year contract, we're gonna be in year 2.5, so. They have annual, payments based on July 1 to June 30. So our first year was from 23, I guess. July 1 to June 30, so we have half the year is on one payment schedule and half the year is on another, or payment on one schedule. So the 75-year accounts for the increase for next year.
What was the schedule again, July?
Yeah, so it's July 1 to June 30, so year 1 was July 1 to June 30 of 24, and this is 24 to 25, and then 25 to 26.
So we're on.
No, we started in 22, didn't it? When I look at it, I tried to look at the contract,
So I think it was only last year, I know it seems like it was 10 years ago.
No, it would have started in 22, went into 23. We had a partial, last year we allocated 50,000, it didn't start in 24.
That did start
In 23, it didn't start.
I think you signed this, yeah, June the 23rd, is that right?
Yeah, oh, that's when it started. So we're in our second,
second and a half, probably.
Yeah.
Right.
and then what are we gonna be the following?
That was 90.
It's, yeah, it's like 82 and some change, so, yeah, almost 90.
We're gonna want to allocate another, ask for another 50,000 we did last year.
It's a good idea. So that number is just blocked, that's not based on anything.
Right.
Yeah. I think so. Real costs are coming, one way or another, so. Chris, spoke to Chris Coates a couple months ago now, and then more recently, and he expects to have some more updated numbers soon, before the end of the year, for what we'll be looking at when the contract is over. Yes, we'll be enlightening. So that's not, not really fire department operational, but I just want to mention it's at the top.
So maybe get any part of that dark $7 million.
So this year, we're under right now on payroll, I see, right? We're at 62 and.
Yeah, so the 24 budget was based on a full-time chief and a full-time deputy, and we've been running with a full-time chief and two part-time deputies and a part-time assistant chief. So that's basically the transition here, showing the new amount for the part-time deputies and part-time agents. What we're planning to do with the other full-time position, and I've just left that in there for now. So this is based on current staffing with the full-time position. Second full-time position.
I thought Sly's concept was that the three would make up that second full-time position. At least initially.
Right, and yeah, I do initially that.
Because I came across it was basically more than savings, what we were doing there with the three guys, if I remember right.
But
Well, it's just a saving and retirement. The money's about the same.
that's the large reason why we're under budget. And there's other factors too, but if you look at the 2024 activity, that's why these numbers are so low than what was budgeted.
So the increase that we're looking at is about 7%? 12. Oh, it's 12.5?
Yeah, so
And the major reason for the increase would be what?
if you keep the two part-time deputies and keep the other full-time positions.
If we keep paying, so it's basically payroll, is that it? You know, if we kept the 3 part-timers and the 1 full-time, you saying it, right?
Pretty much you watch, it's just a lot more. Chief, you want to talk about some of the other adjustments you have factored in?
Yeah.
Basically rearranging the deck chairs, a little bit up, a little bit down.
Yeah, a little bit. You know, for sure, I showed enough the software and support. Just, I don't know what the difference of that usage there, but soften that one up there.
So you anticipate that you're basically gonna do half of what you did through the end of August? That basically the numbers will stay consistent.
For that part, yes. Yeah,
And so next year you think it'll be flat?
I believe.
Could you talk about the on-call stipends? It's-
So I'll jump in. I'm not sure, I need to check with finance about how things are being posted. So a couple of those lines have been used as different things. So I think what this amount is if people are doing on-call stipend, the $5 an hour that they get for that, I believe is getting posted there, but I want to verify that. Because at one point, this same account number, I think was from weekend shifts.
Right.
So I'd like to verify think that's when someone takes an on-call shift.
We started off with on-call weekend, actually, we started off with, that changed last week. Through that, we also changed to the night on-call.
But looking at it, if you stay consistent with where you were through the end of August, it will be substantially below. So what's going to change?
I don't know, that is-
Basically doesn't happen until April, May, when you get these things on the start making.
Okay, so it is being utilized.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, we keep working, keep Swanzey with that.
Yeah, we've got two people that are using it a lot.
Captain Christian, this is going. But it might be a matter where maybe we can decrease some of that, and put more call wages, if we make some of the other changes and figure a 2-hour minimum or something like that. To help offset.
so in other words, the expenditure is planned. The expectation is that we will.
I don't know that we're gonna ever get to 30,000 for on-call stipends. I think that was like if every shift, every night was covered, but we're expecting to do more than the 3,600 we've done.
But it could be a way to, maybe drive some volunteers and fix at least $10 pay. Increase the people and say, hey, you know, you're certified, we pay you $5 an hour, get involved in this way or something.
That makes sense. So does that fall under the call training as well? Is that all part of it?
That's basically the catch-all for any of the other, either with some, basically all the payroll that call members use, not people that are working the shift. Anyone, yeah, if they come in for Monday night training, or if they come in and respond to a call, that pretty much all gets.
So this is exceeding what we'll have year to date, but you're anticipating that we'll get more participation by people in the training and that would take advantage of this line item. Is that what you're saying?
That's the whole.
So how do we measure that, Eric? How do you measure the participation to anticipate that there's increased involvement?
I have no idea. Other than it's just being offered to people, and they already knew about the on-call weekends. We don't get much participation out of that. So, we're at a point of everybody's, time is more precious than what we're offered. So, I would hope that they would, do some more involvement in taking it, but
Is it topic driven? Is the training, do you find that there's certain topics that people are
yeah, I mean,
attracted
a
to?
lot of people are coming out, for the training side, yes. They're coming out and doing the EMS training, the fire training. Yeah,
Just seems like a large increase if they're not.
I don't think there's any magic behind the 125, if you're comfortable keeping it at the 117 that it was in last year. I don't think there wasn't any analysis that we're trending at, we're gonna be 10% over. It's just a catch-all number that we kind of put together our best.
I'd love to see it. That would be, we're getting hurricane. I don't think we want that. But it'd be great if the participation and increased involvement could get you to that. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt, I just wanted to question those things related to the fund.
The other item that slide pointed out, which I think I mentioned during one of the budget performance reviews, but cell phones and mobile internet is a 99,000% increase. That was due to a typographical error by me, that budget was supposed to be $6,000 for 2024 and it was $6, so we're gonna get a little bit over on that.
So equipment maintenance and repair. We've had a good year.
Listen, you stop talking.
Count your
blessings.
blessings.
We did this the other day, and we put $1,000 of batteries in the pouring engines.
Not gonna do it today.
No, knock on wood, we've been doing all right. I think some of our biggest stuff lately is we did put, like I said, some batteries in one of the engines. We just put an alternator into the ladder. And those are kind of some of the bigger ticket stuff. And deal with some suspension issues with one of the other engines. But it hasn't been bad. Right now, the ladder is down in Connecticut. We had when we got our testing done, they pointed out that there's some hydraulic leaks in a couple of facilities. So we're having those rebuilt, and in doing so, they also found that there's a small crack in one of the private waterways in a well, so they're gonna repair that for us as well. So
We'll get there.
hopefully, yeah. Hopefully that doesn't beat that part of the budget up too bad.
What kind of medical supplies? What do you buy for medical supplies?
A little bit of it, Band-Aids.
Just for the,
pads,
for the fire
EKG
stations?
pads, yeah.
To supply all the fire stations?
Yep, they supply all medical vehicles with all the equipment. Like I explained to Michael, I haven't really spent too much in that part this year, and that's a lot of kind of my fault, because it's been need driven rather than just buy a supply so it lasts us throughout the year kind of thing.
Yeah, because you increased the budget,
Went a little bit here and there, and yeah.
and then you didn't spend a lot, I mean.
I'm trying to work with a couple other part-time people, get them involved, and try to get a better grasp on this, so we can have a proper supply, buy out a can or anything like that for a few here and there, so.
The next line here. Was there something that drove?
Yeah, this is that one there is our, the biggest drive of that is our monitors came due. We leased them, and it was leased through, I think it was the end of last year. I didn't realize it, and we've just been paying on that budget. All of a sudden it started to show up as over, but we get with them, in the process of getting with them right now to figure that out, either not too much renew a lease or upgrade.
How often does this have to be done? Every year?
No, we we're, I don't recall the amount of time.
It's like a 3-year lease.
I think this one we did 3 years, so.
The dollar buyout.
That's what we need to do this.
Right.
So, but while you're doing that, you're not anticipating shooting that it'll be another, well, this will average out to 15,000. It's gonna be, you got enough money allocated with the 6,000 that you're asking for, or is that something you wanna keep flexible until you have that?
I think right now it's gonna have to keep flexible, so I get it straightened out, get a proper price. For either, either buyout or.
And what type of monitors?
Cardiac monitors. So,
What's the lifespan?
the last ones we had, I think they were somewhere in the 10-year range. pretty, the ones we have now, pretty, I would want to say indestructible, but they're pretty battle tested, so.
What do you think of
life to them?
In terms of timing, what do you guys think we need to verify and find out what our contract calls for? Is it a couple of weeks, is it a couple of months?
Shouldn't take long.
Yeah, no, it shouldn't take too long. Because, yeah, I'm gonna call anyone, just, I don't know, if they're busy too, but they're gonna come back from them, so. And fortunately, lately with some other code stuff, and get pushed off on. I'm paying attention to.
You're gonna buy a few tires.
Yes, that was, I was talking to Mike about it today. We haven't done anything with that yet this year. We have been talking about it in the office meeting, got that set up for them. It's for Pete's Tire Barn to come in and do an assessment of what we should be replaced and maybe a list for next year as well. Because last year we didn't change much for any tires, and so far we haven't done anything with it this year, so.
Did we put a new fire pond in, or did we put a new hydrant in or something? The fire pond,
That was for engineering,
or was engineering?
that was for
So the pond that we wanted to check the depth are, and
Yeah, that's the next one, but this was Aeropress.
when they come in, they tell you, they look at the pond and they give you an idea, you can pull it in.
Yeah, we go out and measure the depth for
They
them
go
as
with
best we can.
a long stick and.
Yeah.
That's screw gear.
But what is the engineer's part of it, what do they charge us for?
Mainly permitting,
Yeah,
mainly
'cause I mean,
permitting.
it's water, it's pipe,
And
it's
then the hydrant aspect of it, put together the specs so I could be good. So obviously the 100 that we budget, I guess, the 100 we normally budget is not, it's just, if something runs over, it just gives us somewhere to post something, but it's, you know, we're not gonna do much engineering for 100 or 1,000.
right.
CIPC for Eric on the line above that, your department supplies. You feel that the 4,000 is gonna be adequate?
Yeah.
What goes under that, paper, printer, and stuff
Paper,
like
stuff
that?
like that, yeah.
How we get a 14, not that you would necessarily know, but that's what's throwing them off.
Yeah, I'm not really sure how that was.
I believe that was my recollection, we knew we were gonna be under budget, the department had to put together a list, so I don't before it would be what they wanted to spend, so I don't remember specifically what that was, but I believe that's it. Yeah, I believe it was.
Roads and stuff.
Spend it that way to keep from having an increase in following year.
So if we don't fund that second position, then we're under last year. Is that right?
If we look up part-time, you know, if we don't get another part-time firefighter now out there the weekdays. That's what you guys are saying.
Oh, yeah, we definitely need one, we need a few more people.
Yeah, your deputies is working instead of another person, so.
They're pretty limited on their hours.
Limited in the way of how much they can make, right? Is it
How many hours they work, yeah.
And if we find another retired full-timer that can work 20 hours a week or so.
Are you saying that would give us the room with this new budget that he's presenting us?
Well, just to get him up, you know.
Would that fit in with the budget you're giving us?
Instead of, if we don't hire another full-timer, we could hire another part-timer and still be level funded or.
But improve coverage,
Right.
improve their flexibility.
And that's what they brought up at our meetings.
Is that what you'd like to do?
That only improves the day. That doesn't.
Right, maybe 2 days a week or something.
Right, but it doesn't improve any of the makeup. Really. You know,
Well, you still have some part-timers. Right, per diems, kind of work around.
I would
Think
think,
of Andy, yeah.
yeah, good, two of them now,
So if we hire another one, or find somebody.
Or some kind of alternate shift, four at midnight or something, that would help expand the hours that are covered.
Potentially.
So we're doing 40 hours in the full-time, obviously, and then the 3 part-timers, what are they, 20 each? Is that what it is? About 20 each, right? Times 3, right? You're saying if we hired another part-timer or another 20 hours, that would only help us out during the day shifts, right?
But it's still the end of the party. And it could come, you know, if there's a call at night, it's just, they'd be out of the party. Whether it's shift, we could, maybe all days a week or something. Or 3 days a week, and then take a week off for, you know, to keep up with the numbers, so it doesn't affect the retirement.
I think it is pretty important that we try to get them, enough help to cover more calls, so they don't.
In a perfect world, I would like to see 6 full-time people.
That would be a perfect world.
Right? Well, that's not even a perfect world. You know, that's a bare minimum.
Cover your weekdays.
That would cover 24/7, 7 days a week.
We're going every call if we have that.
Right. That way there, and you're still gonna need the call departments, but the run-of-the-mill kind of calls that nobody gets up in the middle of the night for would be covered, type of thing. So, we can have, like we discussed the other day, everybody wants to come out to that see the big fight. They wanna go out and fight that. It's the run of the mill, go pick somebody up in the middle of the night. And part of this could be covered through ambulance fees as well. You know, right now, we're running the ambulance that we don't charge for. So you're paying essentially an insurance fee for us to kind of sit on our hands and watch other people do the work. That's why when we ask you, do you want us to continue with the EMS? That's what that meant. You know, right now you're paying for a service to come in and cover this, and who knows where that price is gonna go down. So there, you know, part of the ambulance fees that you could recover with that could help fund 1, possibly 2 of those positions.
Are you saying we'd do away with that, we'd have our own, with the 6 guys full-time? We would have that ambulance on the road going to calls, and we wouldn't have to pay the county for what we paid in that contract, that's what I'm saying. Because I'm looking at, you know, from 250,000, something like that, it's gonna probably be 700,000. Right, to have that money, maybe even more, right, Michael?
It's an
It's a good number.
It's a good number, right? And how much should we pay for the ambulance? 100?
75,000.
75,000.
For next year, for 7.
But next year, 75 bucks. The year after could be what, 100?
The other bid when we went to the county was what, 350?
400. County could
Fluctuate.
When West Lake gave one, it was in the 400. So,
we fully expect the county's gonna be up over 3.
As do I.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah.
Well, it's just
You mean at the end of our contract?
It'd probably be a step increase to it, but I think the next one after the next step increase is gonna be in the 6 digit kind of stuff, you know, hundreds of thousands. And then it's gonna go up. Because they, you know, it's the way they run that, it's an enterprise fund, so if they don't make the money, they're coming back to us with a bill. That's the way I understand it. I may be completely wrong, but the way I'm understanding, the way their process goes, when their ARPA money goes away, they're gonna track real numbers.
Real numbers for the future years, we made sure.
Yeah, oh yeah, no,
So
yeah,
they couldn't come and say, okay, we just reconciled the.
No, I also
$100,000.
get that, and, you know, depends on what, you know, they may look at the next contract and know that their money's gonna dry up and only wanna do a year contract, I don't know. I don't know what that's gonna look
Oh, the only basis we have is what we're rescuing through.
like. Right. Well, the team gave us the same, you know, spitball number. Keene gave us the same spitball number. They wouldn't come into it, but they said they were already saying all that.
As rescue.
That's what she did. So. You know, it's gonna be a hefty bill. If we could stave it off, it's gonna cost us a little bit in the short term. to Get this up and running.
It would be really nice to have the town of Swanzey have firemen that, and we had a solid fire department, but the amount of, we could be able to 10,000 people now in Swanzey pretty soon. Well, yeah, it's right. Need service is important there, but, I mean, that's gonna put us up over $1 million budget for the fire station, that night.
Yeah, adding numbers that we mentioned, yeah.
Yeah. But that means we would handle our ambulance, we would handle all our calls would be go out, the trucks would be going, would have a regular, solid fire department, and you think you would get the people to do that?
If you can find people, firefighters.
Well, obviously, that's gonna be a tough part, yeah, but, you know, people right now want to commit to it. Something solid, you know? There's not that many people out there looking for part-time or even, you know, on-call type of stuff.
Yeah, I'm the one that believes in the times have changed, it's a new world after COVID, everything changed, and volunteer days are gone. And I'm a believer in Swansea eventually is gonna go down this road, it has to, I think it's inevitable, I agree with Bill mentioned it the other night, and I have to agree with him 100%, the day is gonna come. You know, the taxpayers, they want all their services and everything, but nobody wants to pony up, and that's the frustrating part of it, everybody wants cheap taxes, but they want the best of services. And it's, you can't do both. You know? And unfortunately, we would take a beating. We would take a big beating on this, but. It's a lot to think about. Because it's frustrating too, when I go out there and hear the road, and people say, oh, you Swansea, what's going on, they can't answer the calls, you know, and it's frustrating when you have that, to hear that, you know, with a town that size. What other towns have full-time, like, does Jeffrey have a fire department?
Jeffrey is a full-time chief right now.
Just a full-time chief,
Yeah, and a lot of
volunteers.
They do a lot of touring. They one guy a day to run calls to the chief. And that's, you know, that's a tough, but that's just during the day, much like we're running right now, same style. You don't have to run into the same problems.
You can imagine how can they
Yeah,
do
those days, you can't do it, you know, people that, you know. So.
They also have a separate nonprofit ambulance, Trafford Range ambulance organization, so it's somewhat similar. Peterborough, next door to Jaffrey, they do everything, they're the king of that area, they do ambulance out of town, so they have probably 12, 14 full access, that's apples and oranges.
And a tax rate to go with it.
Tax rate match. And the ambulance fund is in trouble.
So with this number that you're asking here, this increase, right? What is that gonna do for us, other than it's gonna keep the same people on, it ain't gonna really do nothing?
We're treading along.
We're treading along. So we're gonna be the same fire department with this new budget with a 12% increase, right? We're not
Well,
gonna
with
gain
a 12% increase, you could at least fill in a full-time position. If you-
Well, that's what I'm
if you
asking,
take
is
that
that
out,
amount?
yes, this budget is based on the 2 full-time positions. If you take that one out, it'll be less than the 12%, and then that'll be truly the current staff.
Oh, but wait a minute, so it's gonna still stay the same, because the other 3 that are part-time is that full-time position. We're not talking about adding another,
No, it's on this page.
I got that, but
So you got them,
Fold it in, okay?
you got the two, you got the second position, which with Eric gives you your full-time. You got these 2 guys here, and added up gives you this. So if that position wasn't funded, there'd be a $16,000 reduction in the overall budget. Because the overall budget's up 74, you take 90 away.
so back to what I was originally saying, it's basically gonna stay the same, even with this increase.
No, because that would be an extra position. With the increase, there's an extra full-time position.
Okay.
On a level budget, it would be level with what existing staffing is now. Okay. Existing people, not position.
But the actual budget would drop slightly. You know, it's certainly something we have to discuss, but I think you gotta have a plan and an understanding of what the expectations are.
Absolutely.
I certainly don't say you're wrong, but
Yeah, it's just, you know, I hate that, you know, it can be a bearer of bad stuff, you know? It's kind of part of the job, you know, we have to look at the bad side of this rather than all the good.
we have to project
That's right.
what you think is
We
going
have to
to.
kind of predict what, the way things are going. And, you know, right now, that's kind of the trend things are going to.
So with Sly's suggestion with 1 or 2 part-timers as opposed to a full-time, is that something that is workable?
That would, yeah, to a point, you know, that would get us, you know, through part of the next year, you know, most of the next year. But again, we're still gonna be in that same boat, we're gonna be, and just covering what we can cover. It would be nice to earn the day, but, you know, not all my calls are during the day.
I don't know, the complaints are the complaints. They're gonna-
Yeah.
But the likelihood is you can cover a daytime call. The likelihood, it's unlikely that the nighttime call would be covered. Unless it's the roaring blaze.
Right, it's a big one, right? Yeah, I think so, yeah. But I do direct it, you know, I've talked to this numerous times, even with the deputies and assistant chief. And, you know, we're all, the average age of our department right now is somewhere close to 60.
I thought you were gonna be a little higher.
Well, I mean, those guys are starting to drop off, which is nice, you know, they're doing it voluntarily. But, you know, the average age of our department right now is there, and I don't want to hurt someone. Nor do I just want to see, you know, one of these old guys get hurt, even older guys. I am one of those older guys. I'm including myself in that group.
Come back, nice.
But, you know, when the rest of this job, you compare yourself to a 20-year-old, I am one of those guys. So, and we have numerous gentlemen on the department that are 60 home, so. And ladies, I shouldn't say this, that was, and ladies.
He still doesn't have it in my head about what he's saying to me, because we've given him 100 hours now a week, okay? Now he's saying that we've got 6 full-times on, that brings us to 240 hours a week. And by going up 140 hours, he's saying we're gonna have that department covered 24/7. 7 days a week,
With 6 guys.
with 6 guys. 240 hours versus 100 hours.
Right. What
Okay,
is,
so right now,
what
with
are
100
6
hours,
people gonna be able to do 24/7? If there's a fire.
If we're not talking a big fire, if I'm telling you that 2 people on, they're gonna get you out the day-to-day,
every
everyday style calls. If somebody to get the truck out on the road, if it is a big call.
Yeah.
Like I said, the call company's not gonna go away, you need to have people.
Well, that's the thing, we need them to step
Right.
up, we need them to actually,
Right.
and we're hoping that
Awful
by
hard
having
to
a
do,
deputy
well,
chief go, and some of these younger guys who didn't have an officer go, would now step up and go.
right. It hasn't happened yet. They don't know
This
what they're,
area of having 6 people and having it happen then.
yeah, but I'm not talking 6 people on a shift.
No, I'm saying,
You know, 6
You know,
people,
24/7
that's just
coverage.
2 people. That's 2 people who are gonna cover every day.
Yeah.
And those, with that, they're gonna have the mundane calls. It takes the stress off of the call company guys and be like, I don't have to get up in the middle of the night to go to this, you know, go pick up Mrs. Jones, or, you know, to go answer what could be a fire line, a simple fire line. You know, just a noise, you know, a bell ringing somewhere. Whereas, if you have 2 guys that are dedicated, they get there and then obviously ramp this up, then, yeah, everybody's gonna, you know, understand that. But if it's still a nothing call, they're not worried about having to get up in the middle of the night, and then still have to get up the next morning, and go do their regular jobs. 'Cause that's what a lot of the problem is, everybody tells me, it'll work. Their jobs and their time are more important, more valuable, I shouldn't say more important, it's more value to them. To make sure they keep those. You know, this is always, the volunteer side was always nice that you could do a lot of that stuff, and it, you know, you could get a lot of these things done, and it was fun, it is fun. But the requirements to do all this stuff now are tremendous compared to 20+ years ago.
Something to think about.
yeah, well, it's, well, I'm questioning,
That's all I got for you.
Don't change his mind.
So you'll be able to figure the question with regard to the monitors.
Yes.
Is there any other equipment that we have on lease that's coming up?
No. It's always been kind of a big deal.
The new lease will be coming up in a few years, I think, because you got some in his office.
yeah, so it must have been quite a few years you didn't have that hit, because you budgeted last year and you came under on that. And then the year before, I don't know
Yeah,
what it is.
so the lease to it ran out sometime last year.
Yeah.
And I wasn't completely very savvy to the budget part of it. I did ask Lisa towards a couple months ago about it. She called and said, oh, you know, they just said you can keep paying the lease, it doesn't have to renew, it just keeps renewing itself. And I took it as, all right, well, that's, things are good, it sounds like a plausible, you know, reasoning.
You can keep paying it, but it's not budgeted.
Right, and then, yeah, not knowing it wasn't completely budgeted for. Unfortunately, now I know, unfortunately,
It seems like there's something else.
that line?
And just if it wasn't budgeted for, it would have come in, it would be around 3,000 now. If the actual was 44 the year before.
It wasn't posted there, it was posted to debt service before.
Oh, it was.
So that's why, so it wasn't in there at all.
See your answer.
Well, he's here just to give kudos for kudos to do, I really appreciate Chief Mattson and also Kevin Westside helping out with the building department transition. So it's been great.
Appreciate it, thank you.
Yeah.
That was web this morning.
Oh, well, yeah, I don't know what somehow they had some sort of pump, their pump started up and ran, but didn't spray water anywhere, so
Nice.
took the alarm and it didn't do anything, so. No water, no icing, no damage, yeah.
That's good.
Yeah,
What happened?
Webb's fire alarm went off about 6 this morning,
Oh,
so for whatever reason, their sprinkler pump kicked on, but didn't pump any water anymore.
and that alerted the alarm that
But
it
it
was
took
done.
the alarm as well, yeah, so.
Talking about irrigation, sprinkler, or the sprinkler
No,
for the
the
building,
sprinklers in the building, yeah.
and no water came out?
No, they didn't, it's a wet system, so it's designed to be no water in the pipes. So it really is pressurized with the pump, and that's where it stayed, and trip any of the other openings to full of water, so.
That would be terrible.
Right? So that's a pretty substantial problem.
Wow.
How many gallons do they have in their cisterns?
They have 110,000 out there buried in the parking lot, yeah.
That would be catastrophic.
Yeah, so. Thankfully, the shelves aren't full yet either, so.
But they're bringing in inventory.
But they are bringing in every day, they're
How do they
filling
fill
up.
that?
What's that?
How do they fill that?
Matthews, John Matthews, they got.
Trucks?
Yeah, they bought
You
water.
bring it in and put it in?
They bought water and pumped it in.
5,000 gallons at a time.
Yep.
Wow.
27 trips.
Then they emptied it for the test. They refilled it. So. Yeah.
Thank you.
All right,
You do what y'all are doing.
We get time for new business. Acquisition, town, approximately 3.3 acres, Southwest Community Services, parcel at 28 Main Street.
What do you want, what are you looking at me for? Looking at me to make a motion to,
Yeah, there's 2 gallons in there.
yeah, I think I read that. Sorry, my mind was still at,
Page 4.
page 4. Okay, yeah, I read that, yeah, I make a motion and go ahead with that.
Second?
Motion made and seconded to accept the donation of 3.3 acres from Southwest Community Services, parcel at 28 Main Street, map 110, lot 70, to be added to map 110, lot 71, and authorize the expenditure of up to $6,500 for a transaction cost of $3,250 from the Conservation Land Acquisition Capital Reserve Fund and $3,250 from the Fire Station's Capital Reserve Fund. Anything further? All in favor, say aye. Aye. The ayes have it. Health Trust Insurance Renewal.
I was curious, there was a notation there about long-term disability in one of the headers. It wasn't going after it.
Look at it.
In one of the forms?
Yeah,
Their things?
yeah.
Might have had it listed as something that could have priced, but
Was that what, yeah, it was right at the top.
life,
It said what, long-term disability coverage, there's no rate change for Y 2025. It's on
page.
page 4 of 5. And then I saw later, like Jim said, that you're researching that.
That's what I saw.
Right up under Health Trust. Page 4.
Oh, back in the letter. So I think that's just a form letter that they sent. So if we did have it, that would be.
They plug in the blank at the end. I got you.
Yeah, they're just telling you what would happen, the long-term disability rates didn't change for us.
It was zero for you.
It is, something we're exploring, and if you're still waiting for a, so we're gonna wait.
Or the HR director for Swanzey, the man, call that.
They probably call it just a national position. So we're gonna,
You
we'll
were in
actually,
Nashua today,
for the job fair.
and then you came, God bless you. Good job, mate.
She's still tired. We gotta get her home.
That's right, no more questions. Motion to authorize, so we're gonna wait to actually sign it until we find out what's gonna happen with the long term, but this at least lets me know that the rates are finalized, so she can get her open enrollment paper started. Get that out.
Okay, I'll make the motion.
Any further? Favor say aye. Aye. Ayes have it. You are authorized, Wayne. Mass complete streets implementation grant letters are sent.
So we talked about both these grant applications a couple weeks ago now. So we have drafted letters for both of them. We appreciate board consensus to move forward. That's, if you didn't already.
Works for me.
I'm signing. Consensus. Any old business?
Work on the Grange roof began this week and they're basically.
Oh, they're not. Good thing it's zippy. They're hustling. Administrative update.
I think everyone else mentioned this one.
Correspondence.
I don't see the one, but keep an eye on some of those, other events that I listed in here. We got a few ribbon cuttings for folks who are interested, and then next Monday would be Swanzey Commissioners. You've got all those other events on your calendar, right, Jake?
The ribbon thing, I got the liquor store, what was the other one?
12 Perry Lane tomorrow,
What's that all about?
10:30. Kelly's gonna be there.
Ribbon cutting. The owner.
12 Perry Lane, what is the ribbon? Oh, what is 12 Perry Lane?
Next door.
Oh,
Get your tie out.
10:30? You gonna be there? So are you going? You don't need me. Really?
Those scissors are big.
You will not be
Are
there.
you kidding?
You will not be there.
I'll be there.
He goes with cutting, so he'll be there.
George Chance will be
Big
there.
fan of Kelly.
George should be there. Chad Brad.
I said I'd go at the store.
You're looking for the free ones.
Make sure you check what you can accept for gifts before you go to these things. You don't need to get in trouble.
Public input.
I saw a hand up, he was just stretching.
Twice, again, still.
You did better this week.
Will that be non-public session? Wow.
Make it on the road.
Make a motion to adjourn.
All in favor? Thank you.